This Webquest was designed to teach students about photosynthesis in their daily life. Prior to this Webquest, students will have learned about photosynthesis using direct instruction, front-loading, their textbook, and this Webquest was designed to have students think about photosynthesis in a way that they might not have in the past. So during this Webquest, students are required to use Bloom's taxonomy higher level of thinking to be able to create a proposal arguing their case. So the introduction portion of it talks about photosynthesis, why is it important, and what they'll actually be doing. And then I have this lovely picture of photosynthesis just to remind them of what photosynthesis actually is. Under the introduction, there's the tasks page, or there's subpages. The first subpage is the task. Now the task actually talks about what they're going to be doing. So in this case, they live in a country called Valley of Utopia, which is owned by Valerio, who's known as Sir V. And as a totalitarian of the country, he loves the fall season, and so he wants to get rid of summer and he wants to get rid of sunlight. And so he wants to block the sun's ray for 15 hours every day. Now I'm posing the question to them is this a good idea to block the sun's ray for 15 hours each day? So this Webquest is actually an inquiry-based Webquest, which allows students to think about and try to answer a question that's been posed to them. So for this Webquest, they will be creating a proposal to tell Sir V whether they believe, yes, we should do photosynthesis, we should take away the sun's rays for 15 hours a day, or they should not do this. And they'll be creating this proposal using a PowerPoint, wiki page, a PSA announcement via animation, stop motion, live action video, or they can create a portfolio using Google Sites. Oh, and before we go on, everything in this project must be shared with everyone in their group as well as myself, or the teacher who's doing it. The second subpage is the directions and the process, which actually talks about what they're going to be doing. They'll actually make a proposal, research, they'll create something, so either a building to block the sun's rays or a method to collect sunlight. They'll have to have blueprints and the composition of the environment that they're working with, which would be the area that they're looking in, which actually brings in critical pedagogy and cultural awareness to the students. It also give a history and geography of the land that they're working in, the biome in which it is located, and the other types of plants native to the location. So not only are they looking at photosynthesis, but now they're diving into the history of the location. They're diving into different aspects of science and history and cross-curricular kind of a Webquest. And then they're going to talk about photosynthesis and how it affects the daily life. The next thing is the materials that they're going to need. They're either going to make a PowerPoint, wiki page, animation, stop motion, or live action video, portfolio, Google Sites, or if they have another idea, they may. However, it must be approved by myself or the teacher, whoever's having them do this. They also need to have their school-assigned email address and password, which is going to be imperative to be able to share things with myself as well as the other students via Google Slides, Docs, what have you. The next thing is the roles. This is where they will assign roles. Each student will have a role in this Webquest. So there's the project manager, the project engineer, the construction manager, the site manager, and the research manager. Once all roles are assigned, then the project manager will actually fill out the Google form that is attached, which is found right here. And that just tells me that they know which person is doing what. Then I have the evaluation page, which actually has the photosynthesis rubric, what I'm looking for, how I'll be grading it. Then I have the teacher page, which has the standards, the NGSS, next generation science standards that they'll be working with, all of these right here. It talks about what the learning objectives are. It talks about what the theme is, what questions, what needs to be taught first, and the fact that this is a inquiry, deep thinking project, it also breaks down the roles of each student even more so, and how I will assess each skills. So there'll be multiple project checks, there'll be multiple means of assessment, so students will be required to keep a journal of their progress, which will be turned in at the very end of the project. And then every day via Google Docs is the way that I will be able to see their journals. The journals will be done via Google Docs and shared with the teacher, myself, so that way I can see how it's coming along, how students are reacting to each other working, how, you know, they can tell me, oh, so-and-so didn't do anything today, or so-and-so did do something today, along with a Google form which they'll fill out at the very end of the project explaining who did what and what they feel their group deserves, a good evaluation that they can do based on the group. Then I have the resource page, which actually has different sites that they can use to make movies, to, you know, there's Movely, Animoto, there's websites where you can make stop motion videos. Then I also have resources such as the National Geographic's Photosynthesis page that talks about photosynthesis, YouTube for photosynthesis, and another YouTube for photosynthesis, along with a couple worksheets that I actually did in class with my students, talking about osmosis and diffusion and active transport, which would be really informational for students to be able to understand photosynthesis and how things move in and out of membranes and across membranes, through membranes, how osmosis happens and whatnot. And then there's a photosynthesis cellular respiration activity that they can complete as well as just supplemental resources to help them with their project. Well, that is the photosynthesis Webquest that I have created for Education 407. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you very much.